peaceful protest. If
Right.
anything, they
Sure,
they get
sure.
hurt when the pocket is affected,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So what exactly will that lead to that? You know, I would say that's more powerful than a peaceful protest.
You're absolutely
right.
right, and that's why the Democrats finally had a backbone, and they said no more money to ICE. That's why the government shutdown is right now.
Hey.
We said take the masks off, stop killing Americans,
Yeah.
stop harassing our citizens. Unlawful search
Yeah.
and seizure, which is against the Constitution. That's how they've been operating since they gave them the money.
Yeah.
And so we're saying we halted. Congress halted. We're not going to pass a budget until you make them follow the law.
Right.
And so what does Trump do? He sends
Shut
them to
down.
the airports instead to create violence in the airports. It's crazy.
That is very interesting because
Yeah.
for me, I'm always traveling.
Right,
They're
right,
only
right.
at specific airports.
Right.
But and specific terminals too.
Right. Yeah, it's
So-
more back east, thankfully. Yeah, but hopefully something's going to happen this week. But basically, what's happening in the airports is then Democrats stood up to get them finally, and they said, "Listen, we're not going to pass this budget thing unless you rein in ICE," and they don't want to do it.
This TSA thing is because of Democrats, because there's a lot of people online saying it's Democrats, and there's a lot of people saying it's Republicans, and I'm like,
that's Trump's. He always attacks people with the same thing he's doing. He is basically accusing Democrats of doing what he did. The only reason the money stopped is Republicans said, no, we're not going to let ICE not wear masks. We're not going to make them follow the Constitution. We're not going to make them follow the rule of law. And that's the only reason. That's why the government shut down.
Wow.
So he then blames the Democrats. Oh, they won't do what I want. And he can't get what he wants, and he cries. And so that's what's happening, okay? And so Trump always projects everything on everybody else. He's a pathological liar. You should know that now. Anything that comes out of this White House is a blatant lie.
so he has 2 years left,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When he got into office, he said, "I'm not going to leave." I feel like I remember that properly. He said, "I'm not going to leave
he
without,
actually say that, and he's already put out stickers for Trump Vance for 2028, which is unconstitutional.
So what is going to
Unconstitutional.
happen? He already said it. He warned us.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So now what? I mean, at that
Yeah.
point, it seems like that is changing then the way of how we've been running,
Right.
the way of the democracy.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen with that?
Well, my thoughts are the biggest thing right now is the midterms. We got to push to gain back the House, gain back the thing, because he's pushing right now to cancel those elections. He wants to cancel the midterm elections so he doesn't lose power. That's all he's doing. Everything he does is so he doesn't lose power. The only reason he ran this time was so they didn't put him in prison, because he should have been imprisoned after 37 felony counts he was found guilty of. They didn't.